Jeff, what is the advantage of owning our stores as well as selling online?
It's about us being able to bring to life our company goal. Walk through life, not around it, is such a fundamental for Comfort.
How often should someone be replacing their shoes?
It depends on how often you use them. So you said, in a previous episode, I think, that, you should let your shoes breathe between wears and it will make them last longer. That's right. Me personally, I wear the same pair of shoes every single day. So I would probably replace them twice a year.
How is AI changing search?
Things are happening so quickly.
Okay, welcome to our latest episode of Comfort Walk and Talk. I'm with Ben
Hello.
and Alana.
Hello.
And we're excited to have another one of those episodes where we just get into the questions that we're being asked. We have a lot of fun at these because we can just go from topic to topic. So without further ado, let's get into it.
All right, me
Alana.
up. I'm up first. So I'm going to ask Jeff. One of our favourite brands is Revere, one that's really close to our heart. So who is Revere for?
So Revere is a brand. Firstly, we start the Heritage Revere, which is coming into it's about 15 years young as a brand. Mm-hmm. We started almost when we started the company in 2000, about 2010, and we started it with podiatrists because podiatrists expressed a need for us to be able to provide a really nice sandal that they could put their customised orthotic in. Because often customers were coming in and they wanted to be able to use the prescribed product that the podiatrist had designed for them in their sandals, not just their footwear, which obviously you can put an insole on footwear. So that's what we set about doing. And what we did was we wanted to set about doing something that we looked at the industry and goes, God, we see a few of these sandals out there that take the insole, but without being too critical, they were pretty ugly. Right?
Good thing you weren't critical there, mate. Yeah.
And I'm not going to name brands.
Maybe we can show on the YouTube our first catalogue for Revere because we weren't pretty.
Right. But, they were. So we set about, okay, how do we make it so that it's got a little bit of elegance? And so we focused on looking at really classic designs and looking at the way that we could put the insole in that was least obvious. And I think we did a great job in terms of those early days. But what we set about was we found out that demand that podiatrists wanted was something that all the retailers wanted. So all the customers were going in and saying, I want to be able to have a product that I can put my orthotic in. And so that's where it really built up a very, very strong following within retail stores. And then, in a lot of cases then our customer got to the stage where they weren't necessarily looking to replace the insole. They just wanted one of our Revere sandals. So because we started to put our own comfort arch support in the sandals. So we actually pride ourselves in giving the people the best of many options. They have a really nice arch support, or they can put a custom orthotic in there. A really good story.
And a sandal that fits.
Yeah.
Because, all the straps being Velcro means that you can really customise the fit to your foot, where a lot of sandals, they've got buckles or they've got, set in stone straps, and it can cause some issues.
Exactly.
So I know, being in stores and seeing people with Revere, that's what they really appreciate is
exactly.
being able to fit the sandal.
And even if you do appreciate a buckle, this is something that we do that I quite like, because we do have sandals with those buckles, but they're hidden.
Yeah.
They're hidden. Under
Velcro
the buckle,
underneath,
there's Velcro underneath.
Velcro,
so
yeah.
if you still like the buckle look, we accommodate in just a way that's more comfortable, more customizable, and suits your life better.
And it's become a design philosophy of the brand. Because I've been the founder of the brand. I've been with it since it began, and we absolutely focus on multiple points of adjustment everywhere we possibly can, with, as you say, the flexibility to extend straps. So one part of the foot might be wide and one part might be more narrow. We focus on that. And to the point where sometimes I have arguments with my design team because they want to put the real buckle on there. I go, no. Or they want to do a strap that hasn't got adjustment because that's elegant. I said, no. So this is the thing, that the Revere brand is very true to that principle of no one foot is the same.
It's really challenging to product designers, and it's we really put the pressure on them to design elegance, but with the features that it needs.
Exactly.
Yeah, perfect.
And we've come a long way. We've just introducing a new product this summer, a new more elevated wedge.
Ooh.
And that's going to be really exciting because we've really wanted to elevate the brand and actually make it a little bit more, attractive to, maybe a bit more of a younger audience as well without going too far. And also basically change up the fashion a bit. So we're very mindful it has to look good as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's surprising how many women wear the sandals to weddings and stuff like that, considering they're more everyday casual. So to have that elevated platform, a little bit more fashion forward, just means that they can wear it to more events. How good is that?
Yeah, no, that's great. So next question is Ben, how is AI changing search? Because everyone knows Google search.
Yeah.
Everyone googly. I'm going to googly it or whatever.
I'm a Googler.
But how do you make sure people find the comfort code?
Yeah, it's a very interesting question, that one, Jeff, because things are happening so quickly. So search is changing in more ways than one. I'm sure everyone here, everyone in this room, everyone watching, everyone listening has had one of your AI answers pumped out from Google, and there's a good reason behind that. But what I really like about the transition to AI search is that in the past, there's something called SEO. So for people that aren't aware of that, that's search engine optimization. And there were ways that brands could kind of fudge the numbers a little bit. So they could rise up to the top of the ranks using things they're called in the industry black hat techniques. So they just pump their page full of keywords. They pump that for what they think people are going to be Googling and not get them the right answers. Whereas in the AI sense, it is taking brands at their value. It's taking content at its value. If it's helpful, if it answers a question properly, not just with a bunch of keywords, if it actually provides a solution, which is why I'm so glad that we've had this focus over however many years to provide content with things like this podcast. We do to provide answers for things like the Podiatry Corner, where we get, real podiatrists, people that know what they're talking about, to provide actual answers that tick a lot of boxes. So I think that we have put ourselves in a really good position for where it's going, because, we do provide those answers. We do have products that will actually help you, and we can tell you why.
So it has to be credible.
Absolutely.
So that whatever's on your website has to be credible now to be shown on AI search. I read a statistic like the other day that like 95% of Google searches don't go past the AI answer that you get off Google. So it's so important that you have good information on
Absolutely.
on
Well,
websites.
so it's also dropping away. I mean, Google's almost, that's the theory, isn't it?
Google will never drop away from me.
Less people are using that Google search now.
Yeah.
Been jumping straight to ChatGPT.
Yeah. And TikTok, TikTok has AI answers as well. There's a lot of big search capabilities of TikTok now.
I mean, I think at the end of the day, we all know that the Google search that we've done in the past has dished up a lot of information because we've typed in a word, right? And it's dished up a lot of information. And let's face it, 90% of it's irrelevant. Whereas I think that's what you say is it's more personalised.
Yeah, like it was inauthentic towards, before the sort of the AI boom, you sort of knew, okay, well, that brand paid for that brand paid for that.
Exactly.
Is it real? I don't know,
Exactly.
So it is good to hear that it's more about authenticity.
That in depth, and it's going to make such a huge difference to customers, to everyone, really.
Yeah.
So we just need to put ourselves on the front foot, because if you're not in those answers, then you're invisible. So, but we're in a really good position from where we've got, because we like to help people.
And we're working with podiatrists and so forth, so some of that's going to become valid for our searches as well, isn't it, in terms of giving some information.
Yeah. Okay, question from me. So we were a wholesale business for a lot of years in e-commerce, and we've, over the last couple of years started opening our own stores, which we avoided for a long time, but we've done it. So, Jeff, what is the advantage of owning our stores as well as selling online?
Number one for me, it's about us being able to bring to life our company goal. And we talked about it in a previous episode, but walk through life, not around it, is such a fundamental for Comfort Code. It's about making it easy, about providing freedom and all that. And we have a great website that presents all of our product, and we have fantastic partners. We're so lucky to be dealing with the best shoe retailers in the industry across the markets that we deal with. But unfortunately, they can't hold all of our range.
Yeah.
They can't put all of the story together, because they have only limited space and limited budgets and so forth. So the Comfort Co stores for us allow us to present our story from Vitasol right through to Mia Vita and Revere and Bionic and Atrix. The scanning story, the whole story comes together, and we can present the aspiration, and then, people will get to see the whole picture, and then they'll see our brands in different stores, and they'll know, okay, that's Comfort Co, that's in the store there, I can buy that from them, or they can see it on our website. And we're looking to bring together the experience too. It is not just a cliche now that shopping in bricks and mortar, which means shopping in a retail store, is going to be very much tied into shopping online. It's very true. I mentioned it earlier. I think in the next 12 months we'll be switching on the feature that you go into one of our stores or another store, you take a scan. That scan is your property. It's you own the scan, and it's like Apple Pay. You would expect to see that scan linked on the website, and then the shoe is measured, and it says that fits you very well, Mrs. Johnson. And then basically you're going to get that with a level of confidence it's going to fit you very well.
If I can just add on to that one, Jeff, as well, is going further than technology and linking online, is we, within our own physical stores, have made such a big effort in making sure that every single person in that store is trained. They know what they're talking about. Yeah. You come in with an issue, they will be able to provide you with information that actually helps, not just reading off a form, not just being like, okay, this for that, for this for that. They know the brands inside and out. They know the conditions inside and out. They know they can really, really help you. If you go and sit down in a Comfort Co chair to get fitted, then you're getting fitted well.
Exactly.
And another thing as well, we have such a wide range of insoles. So not only for shoes that we provide, but for your shoes at home, we have such a wide, a rate from Atrix to Vitasol to everything like that will enhance your shoe experience in other shoes. And it's nice to have that presence where we can show them all. You can get the scan, you can try them and see how that they would work at home.
Exactly, 100%.
Yeah.
Very much that. And also when we're designing shoes, sometimes we want to test something, not test it because if it works or not, but just test it, is there a demand for it? So it's nice to be able to buy some shoes and put it in our stores and test the demand. Right?
Yeah, rather than going all in and...
Because,
if we don't get trends,
if we don't get the interest, we might not buy it. But, maybe a red sneaker is going to be in this year and we've got it in the store testing it and it's good. So... That's one of the things that we really like about it.
Testing new brands as well. I mean, a test that we've just started.
The Pickleball brand.
It's the Pickleball brand, PB 5-star.
Yeah, wow.
It's an amazing brand by the former CEO of Bionic. So he started a pickleball brand that really focuses on court shoes, and it can be used outside of pickleball, but that's where the niche is. So it's an expanding sport in Australia. If you haven't looked at it, try pickleball, and then come try
really
PB 5-star shoe. Yeah,
I'm shocked we haven't done it.
I know. I know.
And the other thing of just trying things. So, we obviously have stores that are based in shopping centres now, but we're going to explore. We are exploring. We have maybe kiosks where we can focus on the scan and the insole in a shopping centre. Go, in the middle of the shopping centre, or even mobile. So we're exploring different ways to reach the customer.
Yeah.
With our
Yeah, because sometimes a mall, you're invisible sometimes in a mall. So it's good to have different types of experiences.
Innovation is a big part of our DNA, and I think by taking that step into retail, it allows us to harness that innovation a lot more.
Exactly.
Yeah, sure.
We've just invested in a new IT platform, which means that we can have pop-up stores anywhere we want. We've got stores now in New Zealand. We've got stores in Singapore. We'll probably have a couple of pop-ups in the US before long, maybe a mobile store. So, again, we can be very flexible and nimble in that regard. So, we love retail, and we've got a real core proposition for the customers.
Yeah. I've got a question for Alana here. How often should someone be replacing their shoes?
It really depends. I mean, we've touched on it, in various different ways, but it depends on how often you use them. So you said, in a previous episode, I think that, you should let your shoes breathe between wears and it will make them last longer. That's right. Me personally, I wear the same pair of shoes every single day. So I would probably replace them twice a year, because you're wearing them. The arch support is, after repeated wear will start collapsing and stuff like that. But yeah, once you start noticing that the arch support is not there anymore, it's starting to soften a bit. If the outsole is starting to wear, that's when you should consider starting.
And minimum is even if the shoe looks good, you should invest in a new insole.
A new
every
insole
6 months.
is great.
It's $60, $100.
Yeah.
I mean, how much do you spend on a coffee?
The internals wear out a lot faster than the externals.
Exactly.
That's so true. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's just good for you. I mean, you'll feel it straight away walking on a fresh new insole.
It's the same with socks. Like I've had socks that I've had for years, and I know they're the crappy ones when I haven't done my laundry. But because if you get a fresh pair of socks, then you're going to have a better experience than wearing them out. So Jeff, this is a very big debate in our company, but we are reducing our SKU count. So cutting style. So why are we doing that instead of adding more and more?
Well, firstly, it was pretty obvious to us because we've got lots of brands, and every brand has their key shoes, and you must have them. So by the time you have all the must-have shoes, you have a lot of shoes, and the must-have shoes are doing the same thing in many regards. So we did a really big analysis, and we actually used some pretty advanced tools to look at, what was the value of, what was the need for all the different styles, and it come back with pretty telling answers, like saying 80% of your sales come from 20% of your styles.
Standard
like
stat, isn't it?
Usual stuff,
yeah.
But it makes you really think. And also the thing is, look, we can all relate to this. I can relate to it. When I go into a shop with heaps of options, sometimes I'll walk out because it's just too hard.
Like Netflix, like choosing a movie.
Yeah.
Like we just sit there for an hour and we just don't choose anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love to walk into a shop where I can walk over, that's the shoe, or there might be 2 options or 3 options sometimes, in a few colours. Oh, God. The good, better, best type scenario. Yeah, I'll take the best, thank you, or no, I'm only going to go for the entry. It's up to you. But so that's what we're trying to do, is provide just the right number of options to be really effective, cover all of our bases, stick to what the brands are all about, some of this, some of the strength there and all that. But I can tell you now that we have chopped our range by 50%.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's great for me operationally and how we order. So I know that I can order more and not be out of stock.
Exactly.
Which is super critical when people need the shoes.
Yeah, so it's instead of doing more, doing better.
Yeah, exactly.
It's how
Working on the best shoes.
Focus on what's the best.
And not just replacing something because we need to design something new. I mean, some things just need a colour.
Yeah. I mean, the trap we fell into, I think, was, you need some colour on the shelf to sell the black shoe.
Yeah.
And,
that colour still sits in the
the
warehouse.
colours in the warehouse, Greens and yellows, yeah.
Yeah, we want to just be really visually appealing in terms of understandable to our customers. And the same with our website. I mean, if you look at our new Comfort Co website, that looks amazing because we've really decluttered it. Same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's talking about that kind of specificity, doing the job very well. There are some feet that just can't simply have a bad shoe, depending on conditions, things like that, which is where, Anodyne, our kind of therapeutic brand, as it were, kind of fits in there. So, Alana, I'll ask you, is where does Anodyne fit within our range?
Yeah, so Anodyne's really for that hard to fit foot, first and foremost. We have wide, extra wide, half sizes, so there's a wide variety of sizes available to fit the foot perfectly, and that's really important for one of the primary clinical uses for the shoe, which is for diabetes. So with diabetes, you lose a bit of feeling in your feet are swelling and things like that, and if you have so all the shoes are seamless on the inside. If you have seams on the inside of the shoe, it's a bit tight, it's causing rubbing, it can cause a wound, which can get infected and have some pretty dire consequences. So that's where Anodyne fits in. It provides a really good, everyday shoe. We have, it's what we call like a jogger, the walking shoes that you can get around with every day. And then it also comes in double depth versions as well because, with the increasing swelling with some, clinical conditions, you need an extra depth version. So it's really fit for purpose for that sort of thing. We a lot of podiatrists prescribe the Anodyne shoes for people with hard to fit feet, sensitive feet, or diabetic feet.
Yeah, and it's it falls under that philosophy for us as well. Is that just because you have to wear this medical grade shoe doesn't mean you should be feeling like you're wearing a medical grade shoe. They've done these things that these shoes that are literally prescribed by doctors, like especially over in the States and things like that as well. You can get one on healthcare if you've got one of these conditions, but it's one that you'll be proud to wear. Yeah,
well, and Anodyne's done a lot of really good product development as well over the last couple of years. So all of the shoes now come in with a slip-in heel. So, you're not bending down very well, which, can be a common, clinical need. You can slip your foot in. So in the past, we used to have a, what is it called? Shoehorn with every shoe, and you'd have to bend down with the shoehorn. Yeah. So now all of the shoes come in with a slip-in heel. They've got easy closure. They've got Velcro. They've got bungee laces, things like that.
They've really thought about every single element.
I think I want to emphasise to everyone that if you've ever had to have or know someone that's had to have diabetic shoes or extra depth shoes or therapeutical shoes, then Anodyne, what is it different about Anodyne? One is it's incredibly lightweight.
Yes, that's true.
They have focused on making it the lightest therapeutical shoe on the market.
Yeah.
And then to Alani's point, they're the first to put in slip-in heels.
Yeah.
Which is pretty obvious, really, when you think about who does... they don't want to do their laces up. I don't want to do my lace up.
And the other thing they've done as well, so one of the primary complaints with a lightweight shoe is the wearing on the outside of the shoe. Their new outsole,
amazing.
Shoe nerd in me, is amazing.
Yeah.
It's got, rubber pieces around the outside to really, last a lot longer.
Yeah.
So it's just incredible. It's an incredible product for the use cases.
So it's the best kept secret. We're going to start really making a bit of a noise in our stores as well about it, because it's a really attractive product.
Yeah.
It's great for the people that really need a bit of an extra depth shoe.
Yeah. And even if you don't need it therapeutically, it is just a very good shoe.
It's so comfortable. Honestly, it's so comfortable. Yeah.
Unreal.
All right, Ben, where does the Comfort Co sit on outdoor active shoes?
There's a purpose for it. I think if you were, you're that really purpose-driven, if you need something, say if I was going on an expedition to climb Mount Everest, I probably wouldn't look at the Comfort Co first. I would go to a place like your Merrill Trees, things like that.
Maybe some insoles.
Maybe some insoles. Yeah, absolutely. But it's we want to hit a lot more of every box. Yeah. It's that versatility within the shoes that's having an active lifestyle, but not your performance active. Just we want to be more active within our lifestyle. It's for every day. It's for making sure that you can move a lot more and everything like that. But we're not going to specify too far down, because there are a lot of good brands like your Merrill, like things like that are absolutely nailing it. And we could never come close to what they do, because they do that perfectly. But we want to find what we own, which is that everyday active for real people, to make it a bigger part of life and do that very well. If we were trying to hit all of these little niches, then we would do it poorly. Yeah. So we want to do what we do really well and leave that really specified for purpose to the experts.
Yeah, it's like we say, we're not running a marathon in our shoes, and we're not climbing Mount Everest.
Yeah.
We're basically, as you say, beach walking every day.
Yeah, we've got some really good
barbecue.
Outdoor outdoor outsoles with, and really good technology in some of our shoes, like the Icarus sneaker, for example, has the carbon shank, which you see in a lot of performance shoes. But we really make it for the everyday person, which is really good for the Vitasol brand.
This next question is one that is a bit personal to me. I am a bit of a greenie hippie by nature, as it were. So, Jeff, I'll ask this one to you, because you're the head honcho in charge. Is where do you stand on kind of sustainability?
Okay, so this is a question that you have to be incredibly upfront and honest to your customers, right? And so the way I look at it is, number one is that we maximise as much as we possibly can in our packaging and make it recyclable.
Yes.
Right? all the boxes, all the, whatever we're using, we avoid plastics where we can and stuff like that. So that's number one. When it comes to the shoe, our focus is to make it as durable and long-lasting as possible, because we feel as if we're providing a product that doesn't last as long as it should, then that's creating waste. So that's our focus there. We rather than necessarily go, because we want to make sure we've got the right materials and the right DNA for the customer. Our principle is to provide a comfort product, but at the same time, make it last as long as possible. So, that's where we sit for sustainability.
We do have a couple of projects coming as well, where we're working on recycling products for our shoes and giving them to the needy and everything as well. So keep your eye on that, because that'll be some really big steps for us too. That's
something that's really, it's been a really topical issue in our office, is what to do with shoes that aren't, have a slight fault in it. And it happens every now and then with manufacturing. What do you do with them? So we've found a really good partner with Thread Together to...
I love that.
Yeah, to give them away to people in need, and that's really heartwarming for everyone that works in
Which
the
is
office.
great, because you think about it, that shoe is either going to go in the waste bin,
yes,
or go on give someone something to wear for 6 months or 12
bin.
months.
Yeah,
awful.
Yeah,
That's great for the environment. So that's where
big
we
time.
sit on sustainability.
Yeah.
We obviously work with factories that we are confident they're very responsible. They're very, they have really good structures and they treat their staff well. I mean, we're very mindful of that.
Yeah, we keep our eye on our supply chain for sure.
Well, thanks, Greg. That's another set of great questions. God, these questions they keep us
knocking them
they keep
out.
a lot of variety in them.
Keep
I
on your
like this
toes.
format.
Yeah.
Great input, customers, and telling us this is what they wanted to see. So another end of the episode. We look forward to seeing you again soon. Any questions you have, please just keep them flooding in. Ben is having a lot of input on the social media channels.
Yeah,
So-
especially Reddit. Ask on Reddit.
Yeah.
Ben loves it.
We're fresh on Reddit.
Yeah.
Get on our channels. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We can
All
help
right.
you out.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for joining us on the Comfort Walk and Talk by the Comfort Co. If you like this episode and you got something out of it, we would love your support with a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Don't forget to subscribe on your favourite channels and never miss a step on your journey to comfort.
Please follow us for more insights and updates on the Comfort Co social media channels. Until the next episode, see you later.